The workplace is changing at incredible speed. Within the kind of knowledge economy, we're much more interested in how people are interacting with each other.
For us, that dialogue and that investigation, which is to do in the broader sense with sustainability, is probably the most important topic that we have at the moment. This collection is definitely more about just furniture. Furniture provides a wonderful canvas for talking about people. Everybody uses furniture every day of their life.
The exciting thing about this collection is it's being used to sort of start to have a conversation around the culture of Teknion and the future of work and how those things might marry up. There are two components to the project. We've done a small collection of tabletop objects and a small collection of furniture objects. Both are touching on these issues around sustainability and community.
There are a few messages which we would hope the range conveys. One is tactility, one is materiality, one is simplicity. These pieces are intentionally symbolic, emblematic and simplified. So in a way they're diagrams of a setting or they're diagrams of a function. They might well become real physical pieces some way down the line, but at the moment they're a kind of assembly of thought processes.
One of the objects we created is a hat stand, and it's simply an acknowledgement that actually you're mobile and you don't have your own home, so you don't have a locker where you put your jacket particularly. So the ability to arrive at a place, take off your coat, hang it up, sit down, have a conversation, is just a sign that the nature of the workplace is changing.
We have a series of items, vessels, which are to do with really creating a sense of place for the individual. They're also touch points for the group in terms of sharing. Those items are built in very humble materials: stone, metal, glass, wood. They do two things really. One is it's a touch point to try and get us back to the fundamental understanding of materiality, which of course relates to sustainability and consciousness. The other is to try and drill down and connect people in a physical way to the objects that they use. So it's about value, it's about touch, it's about sort of sensorial feedback.
The high table is a new take on what could be the sort of lightest, simplest workstation you can have. And what we've done is we've merged a table, a stool and a coat rack into a single object, which just is a commentary on, you know, the idea of quick touchdown, fast conversation, quick coffee, all the activities that we're all doing every day of our lives, wrapped into a new type of piece really that hasn't been seen before, that just touches on what the future might be.
We have perhaps pushed the boundaries on intimacy with this love seat, but that's very, very intentional, because I think what we're trying to do is say that actually good communication relies and requires trust. That trust comes with closeness both physically and intellectually, and great dialogue only occurs with that. It's to do with a kind of openness and honesty. And so we've intentionally placed these people perhaps right at the boundaries of what's comfortable, to question and challenge that, to expose it.
In the objects we've tried to communicate stories, but in a very simple way. So there is a sort of play between a richness of the materiality and a simplicity in the delivery, which is kind of an interesting play. And it's also tapping into Teknion's, you know, currency of kind of stripped back. So they're not overly decorative objects, but they're still rich, which is what we've been trying to sort of tack into.
Process and craft are extremely important to us as industrial designers. We build a huge amount of prototypes. We get very close to the physicality of our objects. One of the things that was fascinating when we first came to see Teknion was the fact they have their own factories. They have this skill base right on their doorstep. And without a doubt, this gets fed into the product.
That is the resource that Teknion has at its fingertips. It's what Teknion is, in a way. And we wanted to celebrate that. In a way, it's an exposure of a sort of cultural discourse that Teknion's having with the community and we're having with Teknion. It's about making real a kind of certain quality of conversation that we're having. And it's not just about making things to sell, it's about really taking care of what the future of the workplace might look like.